Hello everyone. Sorry, I got home like not even like a few minutes ago, and I haven't eaten, so I was trying to eat something real quick before starting stream. I still actually haven't finished eating, so thank you. Just bear with me while we start stream. If you hear me munching, I'm sorry. I don't know how to mute myself with like I. You think I would be able to mute myself with my headset, but it doesn't let me mute myself. It doesn't do that for whatever reason. But yeah, the last time, we were romancing Aaron, and as I said last stream, we're going to now start on go ahead and start on Talanah this time. So as you can see, these are the Seika and Aaron with my last routes. Yeah, and it's always so much fun playing this stream every Saturday. But let me try and start this up and get things started. The hour is early, but the work has already begun. The far-seen threat to Earth was eradicated 3 months ago. It's hard to believe that's all it's been. 3 months. 3 moon cycles. One man, one god, one parking lot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. For some reason that reminded... I don't know if anyone's seen the video of the man with the nunchucks in the parking lot of the Food Lion. It's Easter Sunday. I'm gonna whoop the devil. It's like... I'm sorry. That just reminded me of that. I'm so sorry. Anyway, since Aloy faced a Horus head on, just 3 months since she overcame the most impossible of odds and brought it down. Though she can't say she did it alone. 3 months since, well, since her heart decided to make room for another. But 3 months is a long time, especially without contact. At least Aloy has plenty with which to keep herself busy. Enough time has passed by now that the events of the Burning Shores feel more and more like a dream, and she's done little else but throw herself into the research and pace. Of course, that isn't entirely by choice, but Aloy still doesn't like to think about that. With Beta's help, they've scoured the data left behind by Londra before his untimely demise, and Aloy has made sure to share any discovery within her network. Silence, for all his indifference and arrogance, is at least making himself useful. He finally seems to be sharing his own discoveries rather than hoarding them for his own needs. Aloy's eyes roam over one such data package, searching for any hint towards a weapon that could be useful against Nemesis. So far, nothing. Sometimes it feels as hopeless as her search for a Gaia kernel, but she has to remember that she found one, that she succeeded, and she can do it again. It only cost her a close brush with death, right? Won't cost much, just your voice. Sorry, I'm over here just like coming up with like getting coming up with like different voices of like references. I don't know why it's all popping up for me right now. Give me a sec. I'm gonna munch on something. Okay, done munching. It only cost her a close brush with death, right? So, did the data that kept her base bound for 8 solid weeks? But she throws that thought out of her mind as soon as it appears. Aloy presses on. She can't feel like they're close, so close to finding a solution, and that makes it even harder to stop. Aloy, why don't we take a break from this today? We can try again later. Aloy shakes her head. Beta can take a break if she wants to, but she needs to keep going. Come on, we've been at this for days. You need to give yourself a rest. Like she didn't spend 2 months doing that. Still, now that she mentions it, her lips tighten as she stares at a file in her focus. But her eyes are glazed, unseeing, clearly as tired as her sister, but pushing through. She opens another file on the focus and scrolls. Something about a Christmas party? Xavier being mad that Jolene didn't kiss him under the mistletoe. Useless after useless after useless. Unacceptable. Take a break, Aloy. I know you barely slept last night. Let's get something to eat. Like I am right now. Eating a tostada. As if you and me both, Aloy. I'm hungry. As if on cue, Aloy's stomach growls, her own body betraying her and siding with her sister. Nice. How dare my own body have needs? How dare? With a sigh, Aloy swipes the data close and pulls back. Maida is begrudgingly right. She does need a break. She rubs her temples, knowing she could have slept in just a little longer this morning. The sun is barely out, and she needs to take care of herself before she can take another crack at it. Yeah, you gotta treat yourself like you're an animal in the zoo, or just an animal in general. You gotta take yourself out for walkies, Aloy. You gotta go see the sunlight, drink some water, eat some food, go do something other than like staring at a screen, a holographic screen, but a screen nonetheless. And here I am staring at a screen streaming. It's a fun game. I do other stuff. I promise. I touch grass. I mean, I touched grass this morning. Actually, fun fact, I'm gonna go on like a whole different like thing, but this morning I found a weird mushroom in my front yard, and it was like conical shaped, like shooting up towards the sky, and like the stem was white, and like the tip of it was like red, and it smelled nasty, like nasty, and it was weird, like real weird, and like my mom, who had found it first, was like freaked the hell out over it. Had already sent my sister-in-law a whole picture, and I guess she put it through Chat GPT, which the Chat GPT apparently said it was poisonous. It was not. I went and looked it up myself because I never trust that. and researched it and looked it all up, and apparently no, it's not poisonous at all. In fact, it's actually called a stinkhorn, which is a hilarious name. Uh, you know what? I'll show you it in a second, but I'm getting like fully distracted. Actually, you know what? No, we're gonna go on the side quest right now. I'm going to show you what it is because it looks freaky. It looks so weird. It just smells really bad though. It's not poisonous, but it smells real bad. I'm fully distracted by this now. I must show you what the stinkhorn look like because there's apparently just different types. But it was so weird. I never seen anything like that in my life. And I know the image that I'm going to show you right now. I know it says TikTok on it, but like it is the closest to what it looked like. But there are different types. I think the one I saw was a Raveno one, at least based off of my own research, going off of the internet. Sure, much more reliable than ChatGPT, but there are people who do some research into that. So, you know, why not? Why not do that? Also, I realize I can't see my own chat right now. Why can't I see my own chat? Oh, there we go. Whoopsie. Wonderful. Okay, I fixed it. I fixed all of it. Thank you for joining me, everyone. And joining me on this very short little here we go. Okay, now let me just show you on my screen what that looks like. Okay, one second. There you go. Do you see it? See that? Like, what the heck is that? Right? I know this says it's a stock image and stuff like that, but this is like the closest to what it looked like. And it has like this weird like slime. I'm sorry. Hello, hi. Yeah, and it has like this weird slime that it produces on the tip of it, and it just had a bunch of flies on it. And apparently that's how it reproduces. It doesn't do spores. If the flies or like other insects eat the slime, and then they fly off, kind of like pollinating it other places. Isn't that weird? It's kind of cool, but I don't know. We dug the whole thing out. We dug the whole thing out. It wasn't poisonous, but it was freaky looking. We didn't want to leave it there, so we kind of like just dug it out and stuff. But anyway, anywho, the end of that. The end of that. For now, and I will continue back with the game. I got so distracted by that. Wait, did you even see the mushroom, or was I completely, or was it just my stream manager the entire time? I don't know. I have the thing and I wasn't even looking. Yay! Thank you. Sorry for like putting you through that. I just needed to share this strange looking mushroom that I saw this morning. Anyway, continuing on. It's hard to believe she found nothing useful in the past 3 months. Every clue she and Silence followed has led to dead ends. Even their biggest lead of finding Apollo on the Odyssey is on hold. The demise of the Zeniths led to their AI, the Julius, going into a lockdown they haven't been able to hack yet. So even Silence couldn't have fled on it, even if he had chosen to do so. The image of him finding that out is secretly gratifying, though. If she's being honest with herself, it's all a distraction anyway. Not from the burning shores and her bittersweet goodbye, or the sudden space in her heart that secretly wants, but from the 2 weeks after. From San Diego. Jeez, Aloy, what happened in San Diego? Did you get really bad food poisoning? Goodness gracious, you gotta read the reviews before you go, Aloy. Sorry, I'm over here trying to crack jokes. She went through something traumatic. I'm sorry. Anyone who I've already played 3 routes for anyone who's like new, so I'm already been through this intro multiple times, which I still like, and it is getting easier to read the intro because I'm already familiar with it. It's like reading out a script and getting your lines down. From the horror she encountered in the depths. From the way her diving mask cracked and she barely made it to the surface before she surely would have drowned. From the way Silence had to haul her and her useless broken leg onto his raft and get her to the Sunwing. From Aloy? What's that? I asked if you wanted peccary bacon with your eggs. That's fine. Beta stares at her for a moment, clearly unimpressed. When Aloy matches her gaze, she finally relents. You were thinking about it again, huh? Yeah, I'm absolutely gonna be able to like recount it all in my sleep. You're absolutely right. Gonna have a monologue. It's gonna be a party trick for me. I'll just start listing off the entire intro of Focus on the Heart, and people will look at me like, "What's that from?" It's a very niche thing. No use in denying it. Aloy sighs through her nose and looks away. She doesn't remember a lot about her first her first few days back at the base after the disastrous trip to the far south. But she does remember screaming when Beta set her leg, with Silence holding her down. Gosh, it does suck. Yeah, I would be willing to do that. To just be the audiobook version. Oh my gosh. But no, going back to the broken leg thing, I keep forgetting, like, I know the game sometimes, like, brushes over injuries because in game logic, stuff like that, you'll be fine. But, like, thinking about the fact that they don't really have any sort of anesthetic, aside from maybe, like, particular herbs or some such. Oh man, Ayla, you are way tougher than I think that I could, like, ever imagine because getting your leg set after such a horrible, like, the pain would be like monumental. It'd be so much. I don't really like opium. Do they have access to opium? Huh. I need to go. Like honestly, maybe next stream that I do for Horizon Zero Dawn, I just go start data point collecting, or I'll go through all the data points I've already collected first. It is? I did not know that. Fun fact. That is one of the medicinal plants that we pick up. I didn't know it was a poppy at all. Huh. So Haley's just been picking up poppy, like opium, like straight up. Oh, that's cool. That is absolutely freaking cool. I didn't even know that. Fun fact: Hinter Gold is poppy. For anyone who can't see the chat, anyone who watches the stream after the fact. And then Forbidden West just gives magic berries. Oh yeah, because they didn't. Oh, I can't remember the berries. Again, it's been a while since I played Forbidden West, but that is a little sad that they just kind of forwent the specific kind of like plant that would, if you looked it up, would be. Hi, Nara. Huh? What's up, Mama? My cat's staring at me. It does kind of like suck a bit that they took away some of like the real world kind of like connection to an actual plant that would actually help you. I mean, there wouldn't have been anything wrong with just keeping Hinter Gold, but I believe maybe because you change the landscape, and then I guess they were just like, I don't really want to. They're supposed to be elderberries. Well, they do breathe in a lot of dust whenever they fight, but I don't know. Because Forbidden West, are they already at California in that area? Is that where they are, like San Francisco? Well, no, they're like, because like if they're like in the central, no, because that's north, so there wouldn't be any kind of West Nile virus in there. Because I know for a fact that like the Central Valley has like that kind of stuff. So the elderberry would be good for that kind of respiratory stuff. But like after the Pharaoh plague, it would have wiped out. It would have wiped out mosquitoes. Ooh, what kind of insects are left? Are there insects? I know there's like dragonflies that I've seen flying around. Hmm. Uh, she does remember screaming when Beta set her leg, with silence holding her down. She remembers waking up in a cold sweat night after night, the image of a gaping crimson maw and a sea of black water fading from her mind. Leafcutter ants? Oh. Oh, I do remember the butterflies. Though I think I mistook them for moths at one point. All their data points? Yes. Next time I stream Zero Dawn, I'm just gonna go through all the data points I already have and just start hunting for data points. Because because some of the major ones that I remember tend to be the more narrative, like side questy ones. The minor ones, because I always do read all the data points. It is a very good detail. I need to honestly, every time you hit me with a fact, I just want to appreciate the game more. Because the amount of like research that goes into that detail, level of love and attention. You can talk about what happened. It could help you. I'm fine. I'm just saying you can tell me. Maybe you'll feel better? Maybe, or maybe it's just reliving nightmares and feeling worse than she already does. Tutorial! So, of course, just for the folks who ever decide to watch this on YouTube or just are new to the stream, here's the tutorial of how to go through Focus of the Heart. During the course of your chosen path, Aloy will be presented with opportunities to choose how to interact with her companion. One of the choices will demonstrate their connection to each other and deepen their bond. One will carry on their friendship. One may cause Aloy to lose her companion, maybe even forever. The choices are not marked, but each answer is weighted to bring you to the most appropriate ending based on your score. It's up to you, the player, to use your own knowledge of Aloy and each companion to decide on the best path, so choose wisely. Honestly, that blows my mind to hear it at all from you. Like, to know that's bees! Oh yeah, there's particular foods that have honey in them, so of course there would be bees. Oh, I do love that. Again, I do love part of the reason I love Horizon Zero Dawn so much is just the open air world aspect to it, the feeling of discovery. And I remember when I played Forbidden West, which again is a very good game, and it does have a decent amount of like detail as well. It's beautiful and I love it. And they've made certain improvements, like for example on the inventory. But there's something about the sense of discovery in Zero Dawn that I deeply miss when I play Forbidden West. So they did actually do a very good job on just immersing you in the world with such small little details like that. To the point that I actually can't believe I fully missed that. No, nothing will. I fully agree nothing will beat Zero Dawn. Alright, how should Aloy respond to beta? Each time I always choose something else. I don't know how that'll affect it. But you know what? I think I'm just gonna be a bitch this time. And just be like, no, I won't. No, beta, that's not gonna happen. Oh, okay. I mean, I feel bad immediately. I feel so bad. I made a little bit of a mean, closed off choice, and I feel bad. No, I mean, I still feel bad. I know it doesn't affect anything, but let's just drop it. You relax a bit, then. I'll get us breakfast. Despite everything, Aloy still finds her mind going back to that night. While peace talks were happening in Meridian between the Carja and the Tenakth, Aloy and Silence journeyed far south, beyond even the burning shores, to the completely underwater ruins of a place called San Diego. Silence stayed above on a raft, and Aloy descended into what was once an aquarium, and marveled at what she saw. Once the oceans teemed with life, bigger and brighter than anything Aloy thought possible. As she swam into a crumbling hull, a hollow activated above her head of something called a blue whale, once the largest animal on the planet. But her awe was cut short on her way out by a metal tentacle, slicing through the hollow and narrowly missing her. I really love this detail, like the imagery of everything. Like, I know we don't get everything visually, but the imagery of the descriptions are always very good. I can just see it vividly in my own mind. Also, I don't know if I mentioned. I feel like I mentioned it before, but the whole her of the hollow activating above her of the blue whale in the aquarium just reminds me of like in the Frozen Wilds, where you come across like a small little like visitors center where you start getting hollows of like other creatures from the past, like a bear and a mountain lion, I believe. Yes, it is not the first time she's been mean to Beta. She was mean to Beta for the majority of like almost all of Forbidden West. She was so mean. Yeah, in Jig Recreations. I don't know. I just like I really love that bit. I remember staying there for quite a bit, just kind of going through every hollow and looking at every animal, and then Aloy kind of confirming to us that she's never. Well, I mean, of course, we don't also don't see it. Beta's just like, oh my gosh, is this what field work is like? Oh my, like fighting for her life. Meanwhile, Aloy is like getting like with Seika, just cuts from Beta running for her life to Aloy just kind of chilling. No, honestly, it would be hilarious if true. That would be amazing. I would love that. Honestly, like I know that like Aloy is our main protagonist, but it also would be kind of fun if in the third game there would be like some kind of split between Beta and Aloy, because Beta is now new to the world, and she doesn't really like getting out of the base. So that would be fun. I think it would be too ambitious though. I'd probably split time too much to do that, since it would be the focus should be more on Aloy. But I think it'd be fun. With no way to fight the mysterious new machine so deeply underwater, Aloy swam for her life. She managed to get away, to sneak into a space too small for the machine to reach, but not before. Not before horror she doesn't ever want to revisit. Not before pain and fear like she never felt before. She fled to the surface, her right leg fractured cleanly between knee and ankle, her diving mask cracked and leaking and threatening to drown her. Silence had to drag her onto the raft, then onto the Sunwing, and fly her to the base himself. Aloy can't even say why this fight is sticking with her so much, but she suppresses it for another day, focusing instead on the upcoming breakfast with her sister. Yeah, you've gone through so many traumatic events that you've just kind of put in the vault. You're in the vault, gone. Like Finn from Adventure Time, just kaplunk, gone. She just refuses to process anything. But you know what? Maybe that's why she's suddenly why it's bothering her, because her other many brushes with death, she's just like, the world is on my shoulders. I have to keep going. This I'm not dealing with that. And then after the events of Forbidden West, she's like, I'm a much more vulnerable, open Aloy. Ah, shit. All the vault stuff is coming up. She does. She absolutely deserves a 3-day nap. I don't even know if she actually takes actual time to have any downtime. If at all. She'll go to the base, like, do a pit stop, go right back into the world. Ayla, you need, a real long vacation. Go hang out with Seika for a bit. Exactly. Drinks with Aaron. Aaron would definitely help her unwind. He would just be like, come on, let's go get some drinks. Actually, has Aloy ever drank any alcohol yet? I don't know if we've canonically seen her drink alcohol. But that would be fun. 1 second. I want to take a bite of my food. I'm gonna mute myself so you don't have to hear my crunching. Oh, that really? Also hunting with Talanah? Oh, no, no. You mean she should go hunting with Talanah. Yes, she should go hunting out with Talanah, drinks with Aaron. But, oh, she has with Petra and Aaron and Gara? Of course the Oseram were the ones who introduced Aloy to a drink. I forget what her reaction was, because I remember staying there. You know, you know what I can't never really figured out was that chess game thingy. I played it a couple times, but I kind of ignored it when I played Forbidden West. to some degree. Maybe that'll be my goal next time I play it, is just do all those chess games. That is really cute though. I do love that Oseram just introduced her to it. Alright. So I was thinking maybe today might be good for learning how to ride a charger. Really? Yeah? Ailey smiles, grateful for her sister's attempt at a distraction. It's pretty clear that Beta doesn't really want to do that at all, and only said so for Aloy's benefit. Right, Aloy? Even after you snapped at her and were mean, she still extends a hand to you? Sorry, I'm being judgmental to Aloy. I know, she's hard-headed. I cannot wait to see how much further her relationship with her sister develops in the new game. Man, I wish I had more to munch on, aside from Hunter's Gathering and the Lego thing, which I oh my gosh. Also, the art style of the Hunter's Gathering is I don't unappreciate it, but I also it only looked so weird in the style of Hunter's Gathering. I don't know, it was weird. It kind of was it her nose that was kind of weird to me about it. I don't remember. Maybe I'll do a quick aside to rewatch the trailer. Maybe at the end of the stream. Still, she nods her head. The smell of cooking food reminds her that she actually is hungry, and keeps her focus on the present instead of slipping back into the past. It's far too easy to do that when she's cooped up. The split finally came off her leg 2 weeks ago. Since then, Aloy has done what she can to get herself back into shape. But it hasn't been easy. For 8 weeks, she could do nothing but think. Think about the future, think about the burning shores and what that meant to her. Think about the people she's come to know and care for. But what she wants is to feel like herself again. And she's itching to get out and do something meaningful. Hunting machines, a race in the desert, and even a challenge at the arena in the grove did little to quench her wanderlust. And as chance would have it, such an opportunity presents itself as Gaia's voice trickles through the base's intercoms. Hey, Aloy. I hope you are feeling well rested this morning. Better than yesterday, Gaia. Thanks. Just trying to find some answers. Is everything alright? I am receiving a transmission that I believe will be of interest to you, if you have the time to devote to it. It should probably worry Aloy how quickly her heart leaps into her throat at the idea of doing something different and getting out of the base. But she chooses to brush that aside. Still, she can't hide her grin. We need more comics. I just found out the other day that we have comics, and I've been trying to. I need to go to my local comic shop and see if I can get them. Once I have more cash, I'll do it. I can't responsibly do it now, but I would need to get my hands on the comics that they're already out because I didn't even know there were comics in the first place. But yes, I also agree that we need more comics. Give me little extra size. Give me Aloy. Give me like a beach episode of Aloy with the gang. Yeah, Gaia, of course. Give it to me. Who is the transmission from? So, as we discussed last time, we've already done Seika, we've already done Eren, and now my focus is on Talanah, which will be followed by Nil next route. But I would like to go into Talanah's route, so that's where we're going. Talanah, elite machine hunter, Karja noble, fierce and loyal friend. With Aloy by her side, she became Sunhawk of the Hunter's Lodge through the defeat of the legendary Thunderjaw Red Maw, eager to break barriers and hold the organization to a loftier standard of inclusivity. After the Battle of the Elite, she and Aloy parted ways, only to meet again in the Forbidden West, where Talanah had gone searching for Amadeus, sorry. A man she met during a transformative journey through the wilds. Though this pursuit ended sourly, both women found warm satisfaction in their time spent together on another adventure, and parted ways once more this time. This time sharing an embrace and a promise to meet again. Man, Talanah, you have bad taste in men. I'm sorry. Oh, there's a bundle? Ooh, okay. I'll get if there's a is it like a do they put it in a trade or it's like a just all the single issues just gathered together? Well, I mean that's what a trade is, usually single issues gathered together, but usually it's like a continuous through line. Oh, okay. That's fun. And 47 cover variants? I've never been a cover variant hunter. Though I will say sometimes I do it if I particularly think the cover variant is very pretty. But I'm not one of those people who tend to collect all the variants. But I wouldn't mind looking at them. I've always liked trade. I always think it's shitty when a comic, like a trade, doesn't have all the comic variants at the very back of it. Like, for example, I'm into the Transformer comics, the new one that Robert Kirkman has, because it's no longer over at why am I forgetting at Image? Was it Image that the other Transformers comics were at, where like Lost Light and all those were there? Um, but like the new Transformers, whenever I got a trade, they don't have all the like variants on there, or any of like the work in progress stuff. Like I love trades that end up having like the trade like the variants of the process at the very end. 2 books, one for Sunhawk and the other is Liberation. Ooh, that's fun. I like that. That's lots of fun. Meta's work on the expansion of this regional control center's Cyclops drone network has proven useful. The new units deployed eastward are providing a more comprehensive picture of any machine No, I lost it. No. Anomalies. And Anomali. Anemone. Anemone. I made this joke every single time I've tripped over this word. Anomalies in the geographical vicinity. Whoops. For the past 2 days, the drone currently surveying the far western quadrant of the Karja Sundoom's rainforest has been registering. I am going too fast now. 1 second. Let me drink some water. I need to do. I'm not a theater kid, but I'm over here going like red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. For the past 2 days, the drone currently surveying the far western quadrant of the Karja Sundoom's rainforest has been registering intermittent and abnormal electrical disturbances. Each spike of interference has shown a gradual increase in strength. The most recent pulse, registered moments ago, was strong enough to knock back the droid's operating system. 1 second, my computer's still making noise. I need power. Is that a cat meowing or is that the dog? Oh no, it's the neighbor's dog. I heard like a strange noise. Ah, what happened? The game suddenly crashed. Okay, give me a second. Uh, I'll be right back. Let me figure out why that happened. No. Okay, I'm back. Oh, gotta do the Rango Warma crunchy, creamy cookie candy cupcake. Technical difficulties. What? Mud, taco, baby, why? It's the crack Spike's fault. Yep, it's probably that, or Talanah's too hot to handle and it crashed. You know what? That is exactly why it happened. That is exactly why that happened. It crashed because Talanah's just way too hot. And you know, it's the card just Sundom. It's supposed to be hot. She's got the power of the sun. Alright. I had to, like, because they kicked me out, I had to, like, skip everything and come right back in, so. Alright, thank you for your patience, by the way. Think of the children. They can't see a single sliver of skin or they'll explode. Oh my gosh. Just skip over that. Alright, we already read that. That is actually kind of funny because the context, each spike of interference has shown a gradual increase in strength. The most recent pulse registered moments ago was strong enough to knock the drone's operating system offline, and then I crashed. The the spike of interference, just Talanah being really hot and just being herself. That's what knocked the drone's operating system offline. It was just like, oh no, she's hot. More superstorms? But how would that be possible after Aether's reintegration? See, my boyfriend gets on me all the time when we're when we're watching uh Ascendance of the Bookworm, and he had seen it before, so I had no problem being like, "Is this?" I think what I know what's happening, and just guessing where the story is going, and then he's just like, "You gotta stop doing that. Stop it. Stop guessing things." uh, these disturbances do not occur randomly, as Aether's superstorms behaved. So far, they seem to follow a regular pattern. However, since the drone is out of commission, monitoring has been interrupted. Given the high density of the cauldron activity in that area, I suspect Hephaestus may be behind the phenomenon. Ugh. God damn it! I need more vocal exercises. I suspect Hephaestus may be behind the phenomenon, since somebody turned off the musical feature on my voice. I'd guess the same, and even if it's not Hephaestus causing the issue, getting the drone back online is important. It's been a long time since I've been back east, in any case. Even longer since I've been in the Joel. Guess I'm due for a visit. Just don't let a VOD know you're there. Gaia ASMR when? I don't know. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. I try my best to sound kind of like, she doesn't sound robotic, but she has that very calm, soothing voice that ends up being kind of associated with like AI intelligence, like ladies. It's not GLaDOS by any means, but curious as to what could be going on, why she is receiving the signal, Ayla makes ready to leave. She grabs some supplies and debates over a change of armor, her pulse already racing. Even more curious is how Aloy feels herself looking forward to it, in a way that feels almost... Be careful out there, Aloy. Always am, Beta. No, you're not. You broke your leg last time. Uh-huh. For now, Aloy pushes the feelings aside to focus. It's time to fly. The titular focus on the heart. I wonder if people had like modifications for their focuses that made them look like hearts. There had to have been. Though I'm sure the game doesn't do that because it just... But the older versions are nice, and the Quen definitely do modify theirs, which I think is fun. I wonder if like some of the other people in the base might do it. It's like, oh, huh, you can like. So Alva, you modified that? You just kind of added a bunch of little. Yeah, can you show me? And more than likely, it would be Zoe who asks. Ailey spends the better part of the day in the air, seated carefully on her Sunwing's back. It's a long flight to the Sundom, the longest one she's taken since the crack spike incident. Along the way, she's had to stop much more often than she had liked, sitting down to work the nagging cramps out of her newly healed leg. Yup, you're gonna be able to predict rainstorms from now on, Aloy. Just every time it's cold, every time it's raining, just, ooh, my leg is killing me. But despite the mildly frustrating breaks in pace, it's exhilarating to be this far from the base again. Makes her feel like she's finally shedding the last shackles of her injury, moving forward, doing something. Her thoughts finally have a tangible and solvable problem to tackle. It's a relief, and a far cry from sifting through piles of meaningless data or dwelling on what happened during her final moments in Fleet's End. Yeah, it would absolutely make sense. Like, there'd definitely be people who modify the hell out of that. That beach at sunset, turning her back and walking away with her stomach in knots, having meant what she said to Seika, but carrying a lingering spark of doubt, a glimmer of something else, and not knowing what or why. I told her the truth, no matter how I felt at the time. I wasn't ready. Couldn't give her what she was asking of me, and to say otherwise would have been unfair to both of us. So there's nothing to really feel guilty about, even if now... Enough, Aloy. Focus. Don't start spiraling about it again. You've done enough of that in the past few weeks. Ooh, I like this new art style. Shaking her head clear, Aloy distracts herself by looking out over the vastness of her surroundings. Right away, a familiar shape on the eastern horizon draws her eye, the distant silhouette of the meridian high on its mesa. Behind it, the ever-looming spire breaks the skyline. The view of it makes her heart stutter in her chest. Meridian, a place that made me realize just how big this world is, how small mine had really been. All that feels like so long ago now, and the world's only gotten bigger. It has. It fully has. There are a lot of people I haven't checked in with since, well, everything. Yeah, you haven't checked in with a lot of people. I should stop by after I settle things in the Jewel, see how the peace talks between the Carja and the Technoth went. Visit a VOD. And the Lodge. Oh, blushing already! I'm surprised she would go visit a VOD, but again, she has to keep relations. Like, he is a leader, she's gotta talk to him. Aaron Front was also a Vanguardsman, probably appreciate the check-in. Oh, man. And the Lodge, they need to know what's been going on after all. This isn't just my fight anymore. The Lodge would be a valuable ally. Brave hunters. Yeah, I'll definitely need to pay them a visit. First things first, though. She's a little bit unsettled by that now familiar twisting in her throat, but she manages to push it aside as she bangs her sunwing towards the coordinates provided by Gaia. It's not much longer before the landscape shifts, and cracked sandstone gives way to lush greenery and treetops. The air here is thicker, warmer, Aloy breathes deep, and the heady jungle scent comes as a comfort. The Jewel, well, for the most part, carries good memories. Feels nice to be traveling somewhere with positive echoes. Okay, I should set down near the spear shaft and get my bearings on foot. I can use my focus to get a better impression of things from the ground. But as Aloy swoops down towards the canopy to find a cliff perch, she catches the unmistakable sound of a fierce machine skirmish below. She brings her sunwing to a hover over a clearing to investigate the disturbance. Two sawtooths engage with a flamboyantly armored hunter. Leaping and swiping, dodging and growling, the hunter cries out with another strike. A familiar's voice, a familiar blade. rising and glinting in the dappled sunlight. No, there's no way. Is that Talanah? Hey, she looks great. Look at her. Ha, this is where you fall. Wait, what voice should I go? I don't know. I just decided to just do. Yeah, that'd actually really be fun. I like to see like a group bonding effort while everyone just goes out to hunt. Aaron would be like, "Oh, no, that's what I'm talking about." Talo and oh my gosh, I guess like Talanah hasn't. I don't think she's met the rest of the gang because when we met her, she said she would meet us back up, at some point. But I don't think she's like officially joined the base gang. If only because she is the Sun Hawk and she's got stuff to do. The voice will come to me. Yes, yes, it will come to me in a vision. I see it now. No, wait, I need to hear it. Talanah makes good on that promise, lunging forward and burying her sword into the flank seam of one of the Sawtooth's synthetic frame. A shower of sparks follows the brutal pull of her blade, and even before the machine can crumple to the grassy undergrowth, Talanah grins and turns her sights to its friend. Hot. But from her vantage point, Aloy sees what Talanah doesn't. A third Sawtooth lurking in the shadows, ready to attack. I love that we went straight into the action in this one. The other ones we kind of like started evenly. Oh, she did? Okay, I could not remember if she met everyone. That's nice. I do love that. Yeah, I just need everyone to like have a group session where they like talk and stuff. Okay. Shit. What comes next? What comes next happens something like a reflex. Without a second thought, acting on instinct, far beyond the shock of seeing Talanah here, of running into her by chance like this, yet again. We gotta stop meeting like this. No. What did you think of her? Please approve of her. Oh my god. You know what? I can't remember. I got spoiled a little bit for Forbidden West a while ago before I played it. When I saw like that everyone, it came off on my dash of Katalo being like, because I think some people were mad about like having the pride flag decals in Forbidden West or something, and someone was saying something to the effect of like, because I guess someone had said something about Katalo being disapproving of it, and someone saying Katalo wouldn't be. I'm not sure why that's reminding me of that. But it reminds me of that because I remember there being like some kind of fan art of like Aloy introducing Seika to everyone and Katalo just being really nice. Oh, he made an announcement, a statement? Is that where that came from? Oh, okay, because I was like so confused at first. I was like, why is everyone complaining? Oh, I mean, that's cool. I guess Katalo, whoever he is, seems like a cool character. I had no idea where that came from in that beginning, because I took a while to get to Forbidden West. Hell yeah! That's awesome. That's great to hear. No homophobia here, guys. No Shiri. Alright, no Sheer? I'm gonna have to look him up later. Okay, where was I? Yet again. Aloy kicks her Sunwing into a dive and hopes it'll move quicker than the Sawtooth can pounce. Talanah, heads up! In a blur of deadly motion, the Sawtooth bursts from its hiding place. There's only one choice. Gotta grab her! Her Sunwing obeys the indirect command, snatching Talanah from the ground with careful talons. Just as Aloy pulls back into the air, the Sawtooth crashes into the place where Talanah had been standing. By the sun! I'm going with a normal voice right now. Hang on! Aloy lets out a sharp breath of relief at the narrow escape. Below, Talanah shouts in shock. Ah! swinging her blades, slashing haphazardly at the machine that has doubtless taken her hostage. No! With each glancing blow, the Sunwing lets out a squawk of moderate offense and annoyance. What? Sunwing's like, can you please stop getting my finish scratched? Jeez! Every time we have to get it repainted and you don't do it right. It's okay, buddy. She doesn't mean it. Quickly, Haley scans the area for a safe landing spot. The raised outcropping just ahead will do just fine. Her Sunwing sets Talanah down with an almost deliberate, almost spiteful sense of gentleness before coming to a rest. Just like, slowly. Ooh, I like the music here. Once again, Meridian theme is my favorite, and this theme here that's playing now, I'm almost certain is just kind of like reminiscent of it, but I do love it. Damn, there, yeah. Talanah shivers hard and gapes at Aloy, eyes wide, knees and hands trembling. Hey. Sorry for the shock. Glad I, swung by. Dum. Please laugh. Please clap. It absolutely is like coming home. I just like played the Talanah a side quest in a while ago, where Talanah's like, well, you always have a place here, Aloy, despite the Nora, and just I wanted to just like squeal. Yeah, honestly, I wish Aloy would pop by Meridian more. I understand she has other things to do, but really, it is kind of like one of the first places where someone extended a hand and was like, "You got a place here." I don't remember if someone else extended into a hand and told her like, "You got a place here," but I do remember it was probably one of it was like Talanah. Yes, Mel is very good. Like, I deeply enjoy the music and all of it, the assets, the the leaves just floating down. I always love the ambience. Actually, I kind of especially love the foliage in the background here. Look at the detail on those leaves. Look at that. The different shades of green. I actually really like that. With the help of a few deep, steadying breaths, Talanah gathers her wits enough to affix her sword at her back and respond with some semblance of grace. So, you can fly now? Why am I not surprised? No. Okay. So, you can fly now? Why am I not surprised? I guess I should also say thank you. Talanah regards the Sunwing with equal parts curiosity and confusion, and appreciation. It strikes Aloy that she'd probably never seen one up close like this. She'd had no time for casual hunting when she was in the West. You don't see many of those around here. Only a few southerly flyovers in recent months. So I could use more of a warning next time when you decide to have your bird. Sunwing. Sunwing, yes. Take me for an uninspected flight. Alright, Thrush? No promises. Ailey dismounts from the Sunwing and approaches Talanah. Look at that sultry look on Talanah's face. Oh my goodness. Yes, you did. Like, Jess, thank you for the beautiful foliage. It is. I do love the like. It's really, it's so pretty. I love the level of detail. There's like, I think a bit of wood here in this corner over there. It is really pretty, and I appreciate the effort so much. Like, I wish I could be more coherent describing it, because like the shading, the depth of the foliage as well, the distance on it, the subtlety of the shading. Oh, you know what? Aloy could oh my gosh. Aloy and Korra I would love Aloy and Korra to me, because Aloy and Korra are kind of similar in that sense. The only difference is maybe the amount of self, because Aloy is very self-assured, but Korra was definitely very, I hate to say arrogant. She was very confident. And she was right to be. She was the damn avatar and good at it. And then Talanah has that kind of easy sense of herself that Asami had. So yes, I actually kind of see where you're coming from. Oh my gosh. Also just the nobility bit of it too. Hot rich girl defying all norms. Oh my gosh. I can't unsee it. Aloy dismounts from the Sunwing and approaches Talanah, but before she can truly draw near, she feels herself halt. The embrace they shared before they parted ways at Barren Light was warm and comfortable. Beyond that, even. At the time, Aloy was surprised by how easy it had felt. But that was months ago. The parallels! The parallels! Burden chosen one of the dark-haired, rich, traumatized, badass, kind girl with a dead dad. Yes, she also lost her father. Though the difference between Talanah and Asami in that sense is that when Asami lost her dad, he also was a bad guy, whereas Talanah's father went out a hero. So there's like a difference there in the terms of like how to deal with that. Though both of them do try to go on to kind of preserve the legacy and make it better. So there's definitely that similarity there. Asami does it as almost as a way as to like take back from her father. Talanah does it just to, honor his memory. But the parallels are very much there. Also, can I just appreciate the shade of brown for Talanah's eyes? I don't know what about it makes me like, it's just so pretty and warm and brown. And then of course Aloy has the kind of almost storm gray of her eyes. But oh, did I just miss this? Her scarring. That looks so good. The raised discolored skin there. Ooh. Whoever drew that is very good, and I love that detail a lot. How does one just rekindle that strong but fleeting sense of closeness after so much distance and silence? Seeming to sense Aloy's awkward reluctance, Talanah doesn't breach the boundary. Aloy thinks again of another faraway sunset, and a small part of her wishes that she would. I didn't expect to find anyone all the way out here, let alone, well, you. Likewise, we have to stop meeting like this. Flirty immediately, Talanah. At this point, it's kind of her thing. And also, I just made that joke. It was. It really is. Oh, the comic gives backstory about that? See, now I had just been talking about the other day how I wanted to see a little bit more about Talanah and her father. And like Telavad was his name, right? And I was it Root Suit? Root, you're the one who said that like, well, you kind of like speculated that Talanah's name is like the feminine version of her father's. Which is actually wild and also kind of cool. And while it's not confirmed or necessarily canon, I would be surprised it was. But I do things different. Right? Oh my gosh. No. Now I wonder. Oh god. There has to be an Horizon Zero Dawn AU where it's all in like the Avatar universe. But an Aloy would be like the Avatar, I would suppose, and like of course, What? Well, Talanah would definitely, and to be like to complete the like Korosami vibes would have to be a non-bender, of course, and like Meridian's like part of the Fire Nation. Though I personally would like, I don't know. I know I think I would do more of a fusion though. I just like the aesthetics of Horizon Zero Dawn a lot. Hmm. I mean, the shading of Aloy's clothes could very much go for like Airbender look if we just decide to keep the styles, but I don't know. Yeah, and like it's such a thing with non-benders in the like Avatar universe of having to prove themselves because of the fact that they don't have any bending. Like that was Sokka's whole thing in the first one, and then just having to like prove to himself and to others, well, not necessarily to others, but to some others, that he could hold his own, and he was, a force in his own right, and had a place in Team Avatar. Which I love Legend of Korra, and I know that it gets so much hate, and I do not agree with the hate that Legend of Korra gets. I understand to some degree why, because of like some of the rushed writing and the fact that they kind of kept having to like get season after season. However, I it holds a special place in my heart, and I still mourn the fact that non-bender stuff was just not handled as well. They were going in an interesting route. It just wasn't fully. They didn't have much to work with. I'm just sad. You know what? That is on me. You're absolutely right. Talanah sought to do more than just honor her father's memory. She wanted to be a force for actual cultural change. And that, yes, you're absolutely right. Talanah's here forging her own path, which I would have to rewatch Korra, but I don't know if Asami was fully allowed to actually forge her own path completely. She was trying to. Hmm. And she learned from Tarkus more than an actual father. She does. They do have a relationship. I do remember them talking about that. Is that explored further in the comic as well? Oh no, was her dad and her distant? At this point, it's kind of our thing. And it's not. I'm never disappointed running into you in the wilds. Just so you know. While Talanah smiles fondly, her eyes betray a hint of sadness. Their paths have crossed so often lately, but they never seem to converge for more than a few days before their obligations draw them apart once more. It would be nice if their meetings were ever something more than happenstance. A warm wind picks up around them as the quiet dwells. Aching to break it, Aloy squirms. She speaks before she knows what she's going to say. Also, you are her thrush. The thrush is probably supposed to be under the Sunhawk's. Her. Oh no, that's sad. Hmm. I'm going to have to do research on this. I need to finish so many other fanfics, but you know what? Why not add another one to the docket? Another work in progress isn't bad. Okay. A warm wind picks up around them as the quiet dwells. Aching to break it, Aloy squirms. She speaks before she knows what she's going to say. I'm glad to see you. As am I. It's been long enough, Aloy. The words linger. So do their tentative shared smiles. The moment stretches out in silence until Talanah clears her throat, soft and a little stilted. Aloy's cheeks flare with heat. After I left Barren Light, I wasn't sure when you would make your way back east, or if you would at all. I didn't mean for it to take this long. Really, I didn't. But now Gaia actually, I caught word of a disturbance out in the Jewel. Huge lightning storms, but not so random. Maybe related to machines or cauldrons? Obviously catching Aloy's brief mention of Gaia, Talanah blinks her lack of recognition. However, she doesn't press. Instead, she nods and points towards a discreet swirl of dark clouds gathering over the ridge to the northwest of their current location. The storm looks small from a distance, but from what Gaia told her, Aloy knows it must be massive. In Meridian, we've been watching them come and go for the past few days. So you came out here planning to fix the weather with your trusty blade and bow? Aloy expects Talanah to go along with the tease, but she doesn't. Instead, her gaze falls to her feet and her hands come together to toy uneasily with her fingers. Oh no, Talanah, no! I'm actually looking for someone. Not again, Talanah! Another Amadis? Come on! Talanah, I just need to grab you by the shoulders and shake you. You have bad taste in men. Gotta stop doing this. Like the second time, Talanah, that we run into you and you're looking for someone? Who is it this time? I'm sorry. I think me. She's had her awakening. She's over it. I realize now I was just following like compulsory heterosexuality. Like Ayla's like, where'd you learn that? I don't know. It came to me in a dream somehow, like a vision. There was this woman with really short hair and some leather straps. Like a leather like sort of jacket of sorts. Oh no! The chin strap hat. That's that's where we store the common sense. Is in their chin strap. Oh no. Oh. This again. No, see, Ayla even assumed it. Ayla was like, not another one. For a brief, stomach-dropping moment, Ayla finds herself wondering what became of Amadis out here in the east. She and Harley bite back a bitter laugh of sudden disappointment. Ha! It's a good thing she does. You remember my Utaru thrush, Milu? Well, she went out alone on her own hunt. Milu! Oh yeah, we found her! Oh, what a sweet thing. So young. I was like, what is this child doing out here? But she's gone longer than she promised she would be. I'm worried she might be in trouble. Relief and renewed concern wash over Aloy in strange sequential mix. Somehow she keeps her tone steady as she asks for further clarification. No, you should keep doing it, Foibs. Chain yanking is a time-honored art. And you think she might have come this way? Frowning, Talanah nods toward the distant storm. Or even farther, so I came after her. Or even farther, so I came after her. How should Aloy respond to Talanah? Hawk never abandons their thrush. You let her go? She's learned well. Well, I mean, Talanah taught me that a hawk never abandons their thrush. Obviously. And a thrush never abandons their hawk. But Milu does. Oh, why would I be like, will you let her go? She may be young, but you know, like that's not how the attitude is. She's learned well. Well, Talanah lets us know where she goes somewhere. I mean, it's also game mechanics, but she does actually communicate sometimes. At least when we're working with her. I'm gonna go with the first option. Huh. Yeah, a hawk never abandons their thrush. Isn't that right? Talanah looks a little uneasy at the pointed response, but answers with a smile regardless. Okay, what? Why? Is there some guilt going on, Talanah? Did you just like I took my eyes off of her for like 2 seconds. I Oh no. How serious is it? That's right. I pledged myself to her as much as she pledged herself to me. It's my responsibility to make sure she's okay. I was away from Meridian when she left, accompanied a new group of new fledges to the Spurflints, helped them earn some sons. Mila wanted to come along, but I told her to stay behind and help keep an eye on things for me. Been trying to cultivate a greater sense of independence in her, but that backfired. She was gone by the time I returned. Leanne said there had been no stopping her. I just knew it was bad news, so I set off after her. Why was she so eager to go? The rites of Hawkhood. I don't remember those being part of the lodge bylaws when you sponsored me. Another one of your changes, Sunhawk? she's gotta just got yeah. Despite her worry about Mila, the insinuation brings a small smile breaking across Talanah's face. Yes, you should definitely reference the Sunhawk thing multiple times. She earned that by right, and she's a wonderful Sunhawk, and she does the best. And she has improved things. Oh my gosh. Yes, moving up in rank isn't. Yes, moving up in rank isn't a matter of inheritance anymore. It's a matter of merit, as it always should have been. So now nobody has to die before you become a hawk. That's good to hear. No more running out to kill Red Maw or a Stormbird. You work up to it gradually. That's great. I love that. Trust me, nobody's gladder about that than I am. Before earning the rank of hawk, a thrush must meet a number of milestones to show how their hunting prowess has grown. Some of these include major trophies presented after solo hunts. Mila was eager to get started in hers. I admit, given how dangerous things have been, I have held her back. But now she's walking into it anyway. What? Ooh, she walked closer. Before she can catch herself, Ayla reaches out to touch Talanah's forearm over her bracer. The spontaneity of the contact comes as a surprise after the awkward hesitance that gripped her moments earlier. Oh. Apparently, closing the distance comes more easily in moments where she's not overthinking it. Like this. Feels right and natural. Yeah! Because you're friends and you want to comfort her and it's easy and because she was real, you know? I kind of love that Aloy kind of makes the first move because this is an easy thing to do for her to comfort Talanah. Oh, I kind of love that. I'm trying not to shake too much, otherwise I'll end up dropping my computer. It sounds to me like she was trying to make you proud. Can't imagine otherwise. You're a good hawk, Talanah. She's lucky to have you. I would know. Okay. Okay. So clearly, listen, I was like, ugh. So I remember when I was like playing the errand route, I was like, oh, I'm so flustered and like blushy and squeeing over it. And I'm like, I don't know why I wasn't as blushy and squeeing over Seika and stuff. And you know what? The fact that I'm going E over Talanah either is because these are characters that I care about more, or it's because I'm more familiar with them, and I'm gonna go with the latter. I feel like the moment I know Seika more and spend more time with her, I don't know, it's just the base characters, Talanah, Aaron, all of them, feel just... Burning Shore is good. And I love Seika, and I do think Aloy and her make so much sense, and I fucking lost my mind when they kissed. I absolutely did. However, we spent so much more time with these other NPCs. And I also know narratively Seika makes so much sense. But, like, I am so happy that Focus on the Heart exists, because just for me, her connection with these other people that she's met along the way, especially people like Aaron and Talanah, just make more sense to me for her to have them be like a romance partner. Yeah, they've been her grounding point. Absolutely. These are people who introduced her to the world and have been there with her through thick and thin. Talanah giving her a home and Aaron giving her as a friend. Yeah. There's like a reason like after she talks to Avad, she goes straight to Aaron and like the whole exchange there feels so good because and Aloy's like I'll have a minute for you. I'll always have a minute for you. Maybe even two because like these are people who see her as her. Aloy, despite the Nora, just oh my gosh. Talanah's gaze flickers down towards Aloy's hand, then back up. And while she says nothing, the corner of her mouth turns up in a small, genuine smile. Aloy returns it as she lets her hand fall away, fingertips skimming against the leather and embroidery covering Talanah's arm. Well, I'm pretty sure we're heading in the same direction. I need to check out the source of these storms. If Milu is out here too, we'll make sure she's okay. Together. Luckily, you still have your favorite thrush to help you find the other one. She's so flirty back. Oh yeah! Talanah literally being the only person Aloy says to her face she will miss and wanted to stay. Like, it does. It's just so good. It is so good. I'm gonna drop my computer. I have it like on. I decided to stream from my living room, so I'm sitting here on the couch so my cats don't freak out. But now I'm like precariously leaning it on the corner. Slow burn of the century is right. It absolutely is. Just in between hunts, every single time, just feeling closer and closer. Of course, they end up meeting back out in the wilds. I mean, the first time Aloy meets Talanah, wasn't it? It was in the lodge, of course. But from then on, every single time was always in the heat of battle. Or just running into each other while they're both doing something out in the wilds. Because these are women who have things to do. They're busy changing the world. And they do it together. Luckily, you still have your favorite thrush to help you find the other one. Thank you, Aloy. Thank you, Aloy. Surely I can always count on you. It means more to me than you know. Next time we hunt together, I promise our quarry won't be another missing person. Oh, winking? Though, I guess that means I'll have to stop losing them first, huh? Doesn't it? Oh no. Aloy's gut sours at the reminder of the time spent chasing Amadis across the entire Forbidden West. Thinking of it still unsettles her in a way she can't control. Like the tightness that seizes her lungs when her sunwing ascends to where the air turns too thin to breathe. It's jealousy! Agony! I know that song is not about that, but for some reason, just Into the Woods suddenly in my head. Frustration, dread, and what else? Too much. It's difficult to tease apart, yet uncomfortably familiar. Makes Aloy want to turn away, grit her teeth, give herself a chance to regain her composure. But right now it feels even more complicated, because watching closely, very closely, without exactly meaning to, Aloy catches the quick glimmer of melancholy that flashes into Lana's eyes. And while thinking of Amadis makes her stomach ache, seeing that makes her heart clench. Aloy's like, I know what I'm gonna do after this. I'm gonna find him, I'm gonna punch him. Like, if Talanah doesn't want me here, and I don't have anything important to do, at least that'll give me some goal Instead of sitting in base, I'm gonna find Amadis and punch him. That wouldn't be productive at all, but it would be funny. Also, I know it's a little more complicated. Amadis is like, ugh. Yes, Aloy, do it for all of us. It'll be so cathartic. Oh man. I mean, it wouldn't be wrong that Talanah like still feels a little, some it stings. It makes me sad for Talanah. Admitting she wonders if Talanah has ever been like this because of her too. Ah, it's jealousy, Aloy. After all, Aloy left her just the same. You left everyone. I know you had the worlds to save and stuff like that, planet people to save and machines to fight, but like, geez, Aloy. I've always hated that when you see Aaron again and Aaron gets like rightfully angry at you for just dipping. And there's a choice for Ayla to go like, I had other things to do, Aaron, instead of like thinking about your feelings. And Aaron's like, oh, yeah, I guess that's right. But no, god damn it, you have people. you like sparing a second to be like, hey, I gotta go do something isn't bad. But I know she wasn't at that place. But like, geez, he was right to be mad. His emotions aren't bad, and I kind of hate that in game. I mean, she has a quiet moment with Aaron towards the end where she's like talking to him, and he's like, "I'm kind of figuring out the focus." But yeah, she absolutely needed someone to like tell her to her face, "You hurt somebody. You hurt me. You save lives." With jeez. And Talanah would never probably do it if because Talana's a little too responsible to lay that on Aloy, knowing like the weight of like what responsibility does, and knowing that Aloy wasn't always. I think Talanah clocked right away that Aloy was a woman of like action, like she was. But also considering how she was so reluctant to talk about Amadis, I don't think Talanah and Aloy might have some similar issues in that respect. Yeah, that is growth. That is growth. That she, yeah, and at least in Forbidden West, Aloy does start to recognize that maybe she should care a little bit more emotionally. It wouldn't hurt, you know. Yeah, because she has to learn how to extend that compassion. And it's not that Aloy isn't compassionate. She had to learn how to extend that to like a certain amount of vulnerability and empathy. Mm. Yeah, beta is good. Which again is why I want to see more beta in the third one. Because though she has learned to like fully start doing that, she hasn't completely got the hang of it. And seeing the growing pains of her having to deal with having more vulnerability. I remember that bit. He's like, have you met yourself? Varl was like, the delivery of that line was like so good. I remember thinking to myself, dang, Varl is so frustrated with you. It makes sense. I don't know. I need to replay Forbidden West. I say it every time I play this. Every time I play this, I keep thinking to myself, I gotta finish Zero Dawn and get back to Forbidden West so I can replay it and get through that storyline. After all, Aloy left her just the same. Aloy keeps leaving, keeps letting them part ways over and over. No, their situation is different. Talanah understands that she had to leave Meridian after the battle. She told her as much. If she had wanted to stay in the Forbidden West, she would have said so, like Varro and Aaron did. I think you underestimate whether or not Talanah is okay with asking that of you. Varro and Aaron are much more. It's funny how Varro and Aaron were much more like in tune with their emotions enough to be like and call out her bullshit. Talanah understanding. I wonder how many times Talanah's had to swallow her feelings about a thing to get something done. And I, considering what happened to Amadis, I'm so certain she does. Yeah, she doesn't really extend that to herself, and that is definitely a byproduct of her being outcast all her life and be treated the way she was. And unfortunately, Rost, while being a. She loved Rost, and Rost was a good father. However, he wasn't necessarily the most touchy feely man in the world. So, where was she gonna learn it from? You know? To have that kind of like space for herself. And then being like, and yeah, then facing Beta, who looks exactly like her and talks and sounds the exact same, but acts completely differently. And Aloy had to deal with the simple fact that no, she didn't have what I had. I actually had a support system. I had Rost, and Beta had nothing. Aloy understanding she had a leg up in that department, and then a whole support system because she had a world. She like becoming a brave and then becoming a seeker and then getting to go out into the world. Yeah, she had a support system. She built one. Didn't realize it, then realized it, and then was like, oh shit. Oh fuck. Beta's who I would have been if I didn't have all of it. And it's really fun to have that like realization happen for her. I'm so sad about Rost. I'm sorry. I'm just reflecting on Rost again. Uh, Talanah understands that she had to leave Meridian after the battle. She told her as much. She had wanted to stay in the Forbidden West, she would have said so, like Varro and Aaron did. Some people don't say what they really mean out loud, or what they really want to. But she didn't, and Aloy wasn't about to keep her from everything that she'd called her back home. She always had her own path to follow, like Aloy has hers. Mm-hmm. Okay, the writing in this is so good. Yeah, old habits die hard. Telling herself that doesn't help it feel better. And through it all, there's this urge to say something to Talanah, to scrape up the words that might reassure her. Not just about Milu, about everything else, too. Aloy tries, really tries, but none come. There's only clumsy silence and jungle bird calls as the chance slips away. Talanah blinks, and that hurt is gone, hidden by her usual poise and capable certainty. Here, I was headed this way looking for tracks when those sawtooths started prowling around. Here, I was headed this way looking for tracks when those sawtooths started prowling around. And you swept me off my feet. With that, Talanah sets off on the cliff crag and beckons for Aloy to follow. After the briefest stock-still moment, she does, betting her heart to steady out. Okay, yeah, lead the way. Blushy, blushy. It's not long before all of the strange tension starts to recede. No matter what, being with Talanah has meant settling back into a comfortable pattern. They move in companionable quiet, sharing glances and small smiles, sparked by a deep but unspoken sense of congruence. This is how it's always felt, Aloy thinks, fitting into something without having to try. We have a place here. In the air above them, Aloy's sunwing circles, watching. The jewel's late afternoon heat makes every step feel like an effort. An effort Aloy is glad to make once more. Her leg feels strong again. For the first time in months, since leaving Fleet's End, maybe even longer, this feels like being herself. Or coming home. Oh my gosh, they said it. I love that. Or coming home. Yes, you always have a home here, Aloy. Ah, the people I want to be with. Ooh. Look at the trees. The sunlight coming through over here. Nice. Hello? Clouds in the distance. Oh, and the red brush that you hide in that suddenly makes you disappear, and everyone's like, what? Where'd she go? She disappeared. Oh my gosh. I deeply, deeply like, and look at the detailing on the trees over here, the light hitting the grass and just coming through the trees because the sun is that way. Ooh, the direction of light is very good. The grass, the branches, the shadows, and like the far distance too. The way it kind of fades into the distance in the horizon as you kind of look into. Oh, that's so good. So can I? You know, I didn't appreciate the jungle sounds earlier, but like now that I'm listening to it, just like the sound of insects and birds, it's very good. I do like that a lot. Talanah comes to a halt in the spot where Aloy came across the sawtooth ambush. I was looking for tracks here, but it looks like the undergrowth has been overturned. It's a mess. But maybe your second sight could tell us more. Let me take a look. Aloy activates her focus. Talanah was right. The ground is a mess. No distinctive tracks, machine or otherwise, stand out from the disorder, even with the extra help. But then a high-pitched ping echoes softly in Aloy's skull. When she turns her head in the direction of its source, her focused reticle converges on another outcropping not far from where they stand. Huh. Designation Cyclops drone, number 2AA5R. Mechanical failure. Data integrity partially compromised. There! Did you find something? I don't know why I keep truncating things with her. I couldn't make out any tracks, but I did find something else. There's a kind of machine that's been monitoring the area. It's how I knew to come out here. Oh my gosh. I do actually love looking for drones in particular areas in Forbidden West. But man, was... Because it kind of like more or less fits as extra niche in the tall neck thing. But like the amount of times, I forget which drone it was, but there was a particular drone that every time I tried to climb up the rock outcropping, I would fall off. I would fall off because I could not find the ledges I had to climb to get up to it. Couldn't make out any tracks, but I did find something. There's a kind of machine that's been monitoring the area. It's how I knew how I knew to come out here. It might have recorded some information that could help us find Milu. That's good news! Well, there's also bad news. Looks like it's currently buried in a Glinthawk scrap nest? Oh. It had to be something, right? Come on, let's check it out. As they set off for the nest, Aloy feels Talanah's intent gaze lingering on her. Specifically her focus. So, Thrush, when are you gonna let me have a device like that? Are you afraid of losing your advantage on me? Confused, Aloy's mind... I just love her expressions. Confused, Aloy's mind flashes to the note Aaron left for her in the hidden ember before she headed to the burning shores. She hadn't even thought to ask Talanah if they had connected like he promised they would. Oh, did Aaron not give one to you? Aaron? When? I haven't seen him since I passed through your base in the Forbidden West. He told me he was stopping in Meridian to give focuses to you and Navad. But, you said you were traveling. Maybe you missed him? Oh, I suppose I must have. There's no time to dwell on disappointment in Talanah's voice, because she's interrupted by a sudden and brutal honking noise. Honk, honk. Oh no, it's the geese! The geese have descended upon us! They want revenge! I don't know. I'm sorry. A honking noise. Anyone ever seen Courage the Cowardly Dog in that one episode where the goose wanted to marry Muriel and he fell in love with Eustace's truck instead? I don't know why my mind make the weirdest connections. They just go straight to another thing. Glint Hawks, the bane of the Horizon series. Absolutely, they're so annoying. Honestly, like most of the flying machines are always annoying because it's hard to like actually hide from them because like it makes sense, they're above you. Why would you be able to hide from them? They're so annoying. Oh my gosh. For some reason it reminds me of that time I sent my friend a picture of a pigeon just kind of like walking around poking at stuff and getting like scavenging, and she just sent back rats of the sky. She had like a really bad experience with pigeons because when she was like back in college, when she was like in her like student housing, there was just a couple of pigeons that loved to sit outside her window and just, well, like, let's just say the pigeons were very in love with each other, and they were very in love with each other loudly outside her window every morning. Oh my gosh. Aloy and Talanah look up to see a flock of glint hawks, 6 of them, descending to protect their nest. I mean, I did laugh when she told me that, and I was like, I'm so sorry. That sounds not fun, but it is really funny. She was so unhappy with it. To this day, she hates pigeons because of that. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay. So we've hit the next. It is. It fully is. But thankfully, she no longer has to deal with those pigeons. She's happily in her own apartment now, in a city where the pigeons would not descend on her windowsill to have very loud lovemaking. Oh my goodness. I see that I'm almost up on the 2 hour mark, so now that I've hit another choice, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just end the stream here. I know it took me a little while to get started on the Talanah route, only because I took a second to get started, and then Talanah's like incandescent burning hotness caused my stream to cause the game to crash. So, but it's all right. Uh, I'll 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 uh, I'll continue on next week, next Saturday. To anyone who celebrates, Happy Easter. Since that's tomorrow, I fully forgot it was tomorrow. The vibes truly were too much. She was just vibing too hard, vibing too close to the sun, like Icarus. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but so I'm gonna go ahead and save this spot here. Uh, I'm gonna save over this one. Uh, for now. Uh, but yeah, I'm having loads of fun with the Talanah route. It's so good so far, and I do kind of love how varied a lot of the action is in a lot of the routes. Because with Seika, we do meet her out on the hunt as well, but we don't just run into her already fighting a thing. No, I think we did. No, we didn't. We found her. Yeah, no, of course. I love it. I love doing it. It's so much fun, and I'm glad you guys also enjoy it. But yeah, everyone have a wonderful night. I'll see you all next Saturday, same bat time, same bat channel, for another episode of Focus on the Heart Talanah version. Alright, good night.